wears the hat called the Saturno. It's called the Saturno because it looks like Saturn. Saturn is the deity, the god, that reigns over Il Papa, the Pope, the Father of the Catholic Church. What spirit is that? It's not Bible Christianity. The power behind the Vatican. You can see it. It's Lucifer himself. And the Pope shows that by wearing the Saturn hat on his head. That means it bears rule over him. Now, go back to Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl. I want to show you that Saturn has different colors. But beryl, if you just go look this up, I did a little research on this. Beryl has different colors, like sort of a gold color. Well, look at there. Or maybe green or red, reddish, things like that. All right? But let me show you from this website. Beryl often crystallizes in perfect, six-sided hexagons. Now I'm showing you these cherubs here. These cherubs have the color of beryl. Beryl on this earth often crystallizes in perfect, six-sided hexagons. Here is a picture of beryl. Notice the hexagonal pattern, 6 sides. Have you seen that before? Do you know what we found out about Saturn that we didn't know for thousands of years, but we sent a satellite up there to go take pictures of it. Now for the first time ever, we find out that at the North Pole of Saturn, the wheels within the rings, Satan at the North Pole of Saturn, it's a hexagon. I'm telling you that the Bible's description of these cherubs, the shape, the color, the wheels within the wheels, every bit of it matches what we see, the heavenly luminary of Saturn. Now, yes, there is the physical disk and the physical body of Saturn, but there is also that spiritual entity that it represents. And in this case, it represents none other than Satan himself. The hexagon, the rings, the wheels, the color, everything that we see with our eyes is a picture of what God is showing you in the Scriptures, that this planet is more than just a planet. It's a spiritual power. And if you got, and again, I'll do more research into this and present more to you as we get into the rulers of the darkness of this world. But definitely that spirit has power over the earth. And I'm just amazed, this symbol here on top of this planet, a perfectly six-sided hexagon on the top of Saturn, that says something. And the Bible is telling you what this means and what this represents. I keep seeing this hexagon in different places. It represents a number. It represents the number 6. It has 6 sides. And I'll show you what that means here in a little bit. But here is, I saw this at a store the other day. Notice the 3 hexagons. 6, 6, 6. What does that represent? The power of Satan. The Pope wearing the Saturno on his head. That's what that represents. Here's another one. A guy sent me this, okay? Notice the 3 hexagons. 6, 6, 6. I was watching television, telly, the other day. I say telly because I was watching MasterChef UK, okay, the professionals. And I'm watching this, and I like cooking shows. Anyway, I'm watching this, and up comes this commercial for Jenny Craig, and I'm just going, okay, Jenny Craig, I don't want Jenny Craig. And then this came, I went, did I just see what I thought I saw? So I backed it up and paused it and looked at it. I took a picture of it. Here it is right here. The power of the hexagons, which represents the power of Satan himself. 6, 6, 6. You remember the movie Chicken Little? The animated one that came out, you remember, the story of Chicken Little, a nut falls in his head, and he says, the sky's falling, and nobody believes him, okay? But in this case here, Chicken Little was right. Something fell out of the sky, and what was it? Aliens. Aliens with, 3 eyes and things like that. And these aliens, and they come down in this spaceship, and the bottom of their spaceship looks like Saturn. That's what it looks like. V. You remember the TV show, not from the 80s, but the newer one that ran for, a season and a half, something like that. Didn't last very long. But I think it did what it was designed to do, is to show that basically these aliens come down in this mothership, and they're ruled over by Diana, who is Venus, who is Ashtaroth, who is Isis, who is Mystery Babylon the Great. And there's something about DNA that they're going to change in all of the humans. And when these spaceships come down on the earth, that's what they look like. They look like Saturn. That imagery goes in people's minds, and I think it's getting people ready for what is coming down the road. Now, symbols have meanings, like the two-headed eagle here on the front of Morals and Dogma, or the symbols here, Dan Brown's lost symbol. They have meanings. What does the hexagon symbol mean? Remember, it's a number 6. So we go to number 1, Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it's the number of man. His number is 666. That's why you see those logos with all those 6s all over it, those hexagons. But then it has another meaning. We go to Genesis chapter 6. We find the meaning of this and how it relates. Now, powers, how it relates to the fourth kingdom. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And then Daniel 2:43, whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. And so basically the powers of the stars and what powers they're having over the earth, the power of Satan himself, who has the power of the grave, the power of death. He has the power of second death, because he himself is thrown into the lake of fire. That's the second death. And all of those who took the mark are cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And so his power and his kingdom and his authority have everything to do with bringing people to the lake of fire by receiving the mark. And now we kind of get this understanding. This number 6, in the hexagon, it represents they. Sons of God, that's 3. Daughters of men, that's 3. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. The sons of God mingled with the daughters of men. And what happened when the sons of God mingled with the daughters of men? Children were born unto them. The same became mighty men of old, which were men of renown. So go watch our Giant series. You'll see what I'm talking about in that deal there. But that's what we see here. That's why the emblem of Saturn and the hexagon has, in the occult world, power because of what it represents. It represents the coming time when they're going to mingle themselves with the seed of men. And so this is something that you and I are at war against. Because the whole world is getting to a point. Now there are people running around saying, oh yeah, we need to evolve. We need to evolve. We're killing one another. We live terrible lives. We have people dying. We need change. We need to be transformed. We need help with it. A paradigm shift and a shift in our consciousness. We need the aliens to come down here and give us some of their DNA so we can be gods and live forever. That's essentially what they're saying. And when it happens, people are going to fall all over themselves for this thing. They want this. Nobody, I don't think anybody, is going to have a gun to their head by some government soldier saying, "You better take the mark or I'll..." I don't think that's going to happen. I think people are going to want this transformation that is being offered to them. And they'll take it. You and I, we're wrestling against it because it hasn't happened yet. And there are still people. All these things now are leading people to that time, to that evil day, to that paradigm shift. You and I still have a chance to work against these powers to bring people to the true power of the real, unaltered, incorruptible Word of God that lives inside of them and gives them power. We still have that, and we can still win people's souls. That's what we want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to win you over with the words that are in this book so you can say, "You know what? I used to be part of all that stuff. I don't want it anymore because I know the powers in this book." So you think about that. Oh, let's see here. Next week we've got, I'm going to talk about, I like this. We're going to talk about the power of the grave that has power over people. What else have I got in here? The power that is in the hand. You're going to like this one. All right? Anyway, so that'll be part 2 of Powers. I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope you're benefiting from it. And I hope that we are being a blessing to you. And you believe this book, we're all on the same team. God bless you. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.